to 90 checkouts when Kim was sitting on the double. They're the kind of games that I want to see.
Good, close, competitive action. That's what we're hoping for tonight. Wouldn't rule out some more shocks. Mike De Decker, he's probably never had a better chance to beat MVG. I know MVG is still playing amazingly, but Mike De Decker's playing the best darts of his life, and he's in front of his home crowd here. Don't rule it out. Oh, hello. Steve leaves himself a two-darter.
Where will Steve go if this 141 doesn't go out? I'll be really interested to see what he does. Because he's not a new school counter. Should go 20-20 bull. He's going bull first. 15 for bull.
42.
We can pick that shot apart, but ultimately he got a shot for the leg. A leg he might lose on double 8. That's a marker. That's leg over. 3 legs, 3 double 8s.
Yeah, and a brace of 15 darters on throw for Nathan Aspinall, but had to survive that one at the bull from the bronze Adonis. It was nip and tuck his game against Kai Fan Lung yesterday. Lung had chances in the start and the middle of the game, but it was only sort of 1-2 darts here and there. Beaton had chances to break, and then at the end he sort of ran away with it, said he felt that he was in control in the last couple of legs. But it could have gone either way, that 100. Match.
He upped the pace at the end of that match. He sped the game up, and it suited him, but it didn't suit his opponent. And Steve has the ability to 60. Up that pace and get better with his scoring as well. He was excellent at the end of that match.
Yeah, he's very much a feel player. He's not somebody who lines up every single dart about where exactly. He knows he's going for areas, he's going for trebles, he's going for doubles. He's not looking at specific points in there. It's just stand there and let it go. He's thrown at that board millions of times in his career. He knows what it feels like.
Maybe that's the next level of dart connect.
167.
There's a counter in the bottom right corner. It shows how many darts you've thrown in your life.
I'm not sure there's enough room on the internet to
85.
Monitor that number for Steve Beaton. But this is a chance of a breaker throw, the first in this match. There we go. There. Wow. Wow. And so what's the next column is lifetime.
Yeah, next one will be lifetime throws.
Lovely. Yeah, really nice of Nathan Aspinall. 14 darter, pins the 82 in 2 darts, breaks the throw, 2 legs clear. And this is kind of what we expect for Nathan Aspinall. He's averaging around about the 100. He's 3 out of 5 on his doubles. That's what he does. That's the player he is.
Great shot, but I'm ultimately disappointed because he hit the double 16 and didn't split it for double 8.
Yeah.
But Steve Beaton is not going to go without a fight. High quality stuff, as you can see from both of their scoring averages. We expect around 110 to 115 from Nathan. It's just what he does these days, like you mentioned, Dan. But Steve does have to up the ante against someone like Nathan, who's playing consistently the best stuff of his career.
They did meet at the culmination of the European Tour last year, the European Championship. Nathan won that one 6-3.
126.
Andy Bolton looking on. No longer involved, of course.
62.
He was called on stage twice yesterday, wasn't he?
He was, yes. Andy Hamilton and Andy Bolton. Or Andy Bolton v Andy Bolton, as some might have it.
95.
If Andy Bolton v Andy Bolton, he was very unlucky because Andy Hamilton won it. And that's why the hammer takes on the world champion Peter Wright tonight in the 3rd game of the evening.
21.
Those 3 top players in the world, Price, Wright and Van Gerwen, on the way in 3 consecutive games. And that's following this one involving the bronze Adonis and the Asp.
71.
Which, I mean, what a start to the evening.
He's left double 8 again. Steve Beaton wants to deny him a shot at it. It'll be tops. Left or right? The answer is left. And really good too. Just grazed the flight on the way through. And that is a huge dart because Nathan was not going to miss that double 8. And he could have been 4-1 up, but now Steve is back on throw.
99.
You've spoken to Steve about what he does in his spare time away from the game.
Goes to Tenerife most of the time, doesn't he?
He's a keen golfer.
13.
Hits a decent ball.
You had a round or two with the Adonis?
I go to a charity event
100.
every year for a charity which is for one of his sponsors. And we go there every July, just before the match play.
Okay.
So he's always in
59.
the most resplendent group. They always have matching shirts.
They all look like that.
100.
I bet you nobody wears them as well as the Adonis.
Unfortunately, it's not like that. It's more golf shirt types.
Yeah, well.
But they all seem to do well.
140.
Another reason to get outside and get a nice tan.
Wow. Who would turn down the chance of a foursome with the Adonis?
59.
Beaton has left 1-4-3.
I always play with Merv in July. And Westy.
Well, there's a
59.
trio.
Series 143.
Well, looking good to level this match up now, Steve Beaton. Nathan's just had a leg off in the scoring stakes. 4 visits to the board, and he's not even down to a finish.
59.
He's not out of this. Even a ton keeps him interested. And he should get at least that.
140.
Oh,
I mean,
I
he'll
like.
go max it up. Oh, that's a disaster, though.
21. Stevie require 84.
Now, 14 for Bull. He's just checking with George as to where that is. Bullseye. Oh, wonderful. This is a high-quality contest. Nathan got to halfway, and Beaton's just joined him.
Well, he's only beaten Nathan once.
100.
But it should be noted. I mean, they've all actually been in the last 2 years. Nathan obviously has been around a bit
97.
longer than that. He was first a tour card holder 2015-2016, but nowhere near the player he is today. He had to drop off the tour for a year and play Challenge Tour and then come back
100.
stronger. And it did take him a little while at the start of 2018 to get going and start moving in the right direction.
81.
But it all hinged on winning a Players' Championship. Then he just took off.
I'll be really interested to hear from Steve about the different generations that he's been through in his career. He's seen people come, seen people go. He's lived through different generations of prize money and grandeur and
95.
different venues. I think it'll make for a fascinating autobiography one day, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Steve.
96.
There is no mincing our words here. Steve Beaton is a legend of the game. Still competitive.
95.
Oh, he hates that double
Making
five
it
with a
112.
passion. He doesn't get south of 130, and the likelihood is Nathan's got 6 from 112. Might only need 3.
96. Stevie require
Well, he's left the double 8,
133.
so I think we know what's going to happen if he's allowed to come back. And he is going to be allowed to come back.
Yeah, 131 and 133
57. Making it require
are
16.
2 of the hardest checkouts, which are in that kind of range because you have to be perfect.
He's
And
on
double
the
8 gets
shuffle,
popped once more,
Aspinall.
and Nathan
Hey, flex
gets
C
himself
to
back
the
in the
reverse.
lead.
Game on.
Just having a little look at his pinky finger on his throwing hand there, might have just nicked it with a point.
140.
You do have to be really careful with modern equipment. It's very sharp.
Now you see Aspinall leaving double 60 and double 8
134.
all the time.
I think in the previous leg, Nathan was retrieving his darts from the board and one of them twisted. And it might have
60.
just spiked him a little bit. So he's going to have to put that out of his mind.
Who was it at the World Championship we saw who needed patch? It was Darius Labanauskas, wasn't it? That was it, against Michael van Gerwen.
And it was George
100.
Noble.
It was.
He was the resident first aider.
Well, look at that. 70, 76, 82, 78, 84. Lots of
59.
those awkward little combination finishes going in this match.
If you want to get better, people, they're the kind of things you need to practice.
Yeah, look, they're the ones that made Phil Taylor
100.
the most successful player in the history of this sport. Those checkouts he took out more regularly than anyone. And and they're heartbreakers. You think you've got a chance? No, it's gone.
140.
If you think you should just practice between 80 and 130, no, you want to take 40 off that. Between 40 and 130 is what you should do. Aspinall needs the ball for an absolute belter.
Oh, it's a whopper! The Asp, with a moment of class, has put himself one away, and Steve Beaton, all he can do is watch and shake his head.
Flag, Nathan
Darts of an absolute monster of this game.
That was like a softball bat to the bread basket. That really hurt Beaton.
The 170 has been something of a calling card for Nathan Aspinall of late. Obviously, he won the UK Open on it, but he does pin it. He's hit it in the Premier League recently. He's hit it in the Pro Tour on a few occasions at crucial times. But the 167 for the Asp, just as impressive. I would argue a harder shot than the 170, personally.
I agree.
140.
Is he the candidate at the minute who's probably going to take that out more than anybody else?
I think he is, to be honest.
100.
The 170, I think he's not, nobody, I don't think anybody has hit it as regularly as Pete Van Gerwen and Whitlock when he first came over to the PDC. But tell you what, this lad can do anything in a game, honestly. The 118 average against Peter Wright on his way to winning a Pro Tour title, the incredible final against Michael Smith at the US Darts Masters, the runs at the World Championship the last 2 years. He is a special player, Nathan Aspinall.
Oh, that was really mature. Couldn't see the 60, so decided to leave it alone and try and leave 44. That was really sensible stuff from Nathan.
60. Nathan, you require
I don't think you'd see
44.
many players do that. They get stubborn on the 60, but now he's got 2 for the match.
And 2 is all he needs, because double 8 is hit once again by the Asp. Double 16 and double 8 did the job for him, but the standout moment, a magnificent 167 checkout on the bullseye. The UK Open champion averages a ton and sees off the bronzed Adonis to set up a clash with James Wade tomorrow afternoon. That gets the evening underway. Coming up, the next 3 matches feature the 3 best players on the planet. Gerwyn Price against Wesley Plaisir, Peter Wright, the world champ, against the Hammer, and Michael Van Gerwen against Belgium's own Mike de Decker.
Nathan Aspinall, great game and great checkouts with the 167 as the best. How do you feel?
Yeah, it's the first one of the year, so I wanted to kick off with a good start. Playing Steve is always a tough ask. He's a phenomenal player, legend of the game. So that 167 won me that match. It was a great shot. So yeah, I'm just happy with my win, and on to tomorrow now.
Yes, because tomorrow James Wade waits for you. What do you think? What do you expect for this game on Sunday?
Again, another tough match. I got the better of him last time I played him in the Masters. So you know, as long as I play my game, I know I can win. But you know, tomorrow's another day. Going to enjoy tonight. It was a good performance for myself, and look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, it was great darts. Congratulations, and see you tomorrow. Dames en heren, ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Aspinall.